What's up, guys? Going for a ride today. It's Sunday. Gonna go grab some coffee. It is an absolutely beautiful day because it's Texas and it's 79 degrees outside at 1 p.m., which is like completely unheard of. So we're gonna enjoy it. Guys, I've lived this life for a whole 33 years or 32 years and some change, and I can confidently say that the number one weapon in life for myself to get to where I am today has just been gratitude. It's no matter the situation, good or bad, you have to have the ability to be thankful for what's good, or if there is no good, you have to be thankful for the potential good that can come out of the bad that you're currently experiencing. And I think my mindset around this area has a lot to do with my childhood, around my mom, the things that she's taught me about how to handle life and the struggles that come along with it. And then a lot of my influences that I've sought out myself. I lost my dad at a pretty young age. I think I was, 13 or 14 years old. It's kind of a blur, to be perfectly honest with you. And around this time, I also found out that my girlfriend of a couple years, who was also my best friend for a few years before that, had cheated on me at the same time. And so I was kind of dealing with a double whammy at the age of 14 of like, hey, my girl was kind of unfaithful, and my dad obviously passed away of cancer. And so those are things that I dealt with at a relatively young age, but they also taught me that life can get really, really difficult, and we still have to perform. We still have to be somewhat operational, because life's not going to stop just because something happened, and so I learned to, even in that loss and in that tragedy, I learned to be thankful of, like, I'm still able-bodied, able-minded. My dad just spent the last couple months of his life getting ravaged by this disease that we call cancer. But I don't have cancer. I still have the opportunity to get up and breathe and walk around and experience life in a really beautiful way still. So I actually have a responsibility to keep on living life because of that, because things are still looking up, because there is something to still look forward to. And so that's just the early on lesson that I have experienced. And throughout life, there's been plenty of opportunities where things can go really, really wrong. And it's been my gratitude for everything that's going right that has really been the primary factor in pushing forward to arguably an even better circumstance than the one I may have just lost. So gratitude is just the thing that is going to differentiate you from a lot of people, right? Even when something doesn't work out on the patient side of things, right? Like, even my patience is from gratitude. If a car is in front of me and it's going really, really slow, and I'm like about to rage out because this car is going so slow, I think to myself, like, hey, maybe this car going slow is going to keep me a few seconds back from what would otherwise be a car accident. And I think like that, right? Like, and that's truly gratitude. To think like, hey, no matter what inconvenience in life, there's probably a positive behind it. And I think that that's the absolute truth. That really, no matter what happens, there's a positive spin on it. And that's truly what I believe gratitude is. At any point in time, I'm just super thankful for my health, my family's health, the fact that we all have the necessities in life, that we can all eat every day, pretty much on demand whenever we want to. And then, just the ability to be able to walk and talk and see and hear, and just the basic necessities of life that some people among us don't have, and yet they're still joyful and happy to move through life. So, I don't know, I think that's just an important perspective to have, just to be grateful for everything, to have gratitude in all circumstances. And I honestly think it's a weapon. Because how are you going to beat someone who's thankful for every circumstance? I don't really think you can. Like in my own personal life, I just lost a longtime client of mine who's been with me since like the beginning of my company. And my impression, or my outlook on this, is not like, oh my gosh, like I'm a failure, like I'm so bad at what I do, and because it's not that at all. Like, we parted ways because they wanted me to reduce the quality of my work, and I refused. And so instead of getting afraid of like, oh, how am I going to replace this extra income, and how am I going to make things work and make ends meet, hell no. Like, my immediate go-to is like, you know what? The absence of a client who doesn't respect me and wants me to reduce the quality of my work is going to create space for a client who does respect me and who does, respect the quality of my work. Always be thankful in all circumstances. And I truly think that this is the weapon that separates like a lot of people from a lot of circumstances, and just reshapes the way that you think about even things like failure. Some people think like, oh shit, it's all said and done, I've failed, I've lost, let's do something else. And then there's people who are grateful, and really grateful people say things like, I never lose, I either win or I learn. And that's the full truth of things. That's the facts of it. But it's all because of gratitude, right? It's like, you know what? I don't really need things to be going right in my life to be joyful. All I need is to be able-bodied and able-minded. To open my eyes and see an actual optical picture. To tell my legs to move, and they freaking do it. Those are things that I'm thankful for. Those are the things that are important to me to get out of bed in the morning. And those are really the only essentials that I need to be like, oh, hell yeah, another day. And again, it's all because I have immense gratitude for this life. And I think part of that is like, my dad was taken from cancer. My best friend Patricia was taken from cancer just a few years ago. And those things have just showed me like, hey, this life is not permanent. We are all going to be taken from this world. It's inevitable that we are all going to be taken. Whether we have a long life or a short life, it's not really our choice. I could get taken on this ride. This could be my last day. And because of that, like, I'm going to be grateful for every single moment that I have, even the ones that are supposedly bad. I talked earlier about some of the some of the other outside influences that I've sought after throughout my life, losing my dad at a young age, it became very apparent to me that it was my job to seek out masculine influence in my own life, because I was going to be missing that for the rest of my life. And being 14, I was in my developmental years where the presence of a man, was going to be a very important thing. And I realized that I was going to be missing that, and so I sought it out. Now, thankfully, around this time was around the time when the internet was becoming a bigger deal, and that enabled me to do things like, look up other people, just people who were great in the world. And so I looked up to a lot of people like Steve Jobs and Jocko Willink, and I started looking into philosophy and stoicism, and I kept that current throughout my life. And a stoic philosophy that always stuck with me, or it's part of the philosophy, it's a quote, is that life is neither good nor bad, it simply is. And that just reshaped a lot for me, because shit can be really hitting the fan, and a lot of people would be really discouraged. But a lot of that discouragement and depression and trauma that they experience is a lot related to how they perceive the situation. It is not the situation itself that makes the situation bad. It's our reaction to it. It's our thoughts on it. And so I just understand that in a lot of situations that could be kind of traumatic, we have the opportunity to react positively, or to just react as if the situation is. Meaning that the situation is neither good nor bad, it simply exists. And my perception of it or reaction to it is what's going to make this situation into something else. And just thinking that way has just, made life somewhat simple. So long as, my family and friends have everything they need, including their health, and I have everything I need, including my health, it is very difficult to get me to be stressed or to be in a bad mood, simply because the important things are checked off. Now, there are Stoics, people who engage in Stoicism and have mastery over their mind, who could even go through stuff like that and be unfazed. I'm not there yet. I think that's my Achilles heel, is like, if something's wrong with my family or my friends or myself, like on the health side of things, then it gets, a little stressful for me, but that's not the norm. So I don't know, those are my thoughts on that. I may continue here in a second. I'm gonna grab some coffee, but I'll be back with you guys in a second. Alright, I just had my tasty glass of coffee for the day. I'm feeling a whole lot better. So now I'm heading back home. Lots of potential obstructions about to pull out in front of me. The potential obstructions that would pull out in front of us in life are what make life fun and interesting. And that's the kind of shit I think about when a car pulls out in front of me. But yeah, guys, back to the discussion about gratitude. I think it's the ultimate weapon as you move through life. I think it's going to be the defining characteristic on how you perceive the world, how you perceive the things that are happening to you, and also what you decide to do with it. One of my mentors, his name is Chris Doe. He's mentored me in the area of like brand strategy and all that stuff, which is what I do professionally. He has a talk on personal branding, and one of the things that he talks about is, he breaks down a lot of the storytelling that Marvel uses in a lot of the comics that they write, and really all their stories about superheroes and the villains, and how the only difference between the heroes and the villains in all of the stories that we know and love is what they decide to do with what happens to them, right? The villains in all the Marvel and DC stories, they've had horrible things happen to them. Like, think about the Joker in DC and Batman. The Joker had a horrible life, and that's why he's really jacked up in the head and has decided to commit the atrocities that he's committed, because he's had, a difficult upbringing. He's had a difficult life, and because of that, he's decided to commit evil. And on the other side of that, you have Batman, whose parents were literally removed from the earth in front of his face, and yet he's committed his life to protect, to do something positive. And that's just a good illustration that the only difference between heroes and villains are what they decide to do with the things that happen to them, because the things that happen to them are the same. And so that's why, I don't know, I think there's just so many different ways to apply gratitude to your life. It's not just one way, it's not just one thing, it's not just something simple as being grateful for a single thing in your life. It's you're literally grateful for everything that happens to you. For the food that you get to eat, to waking up healthy and strong, to when things go right in your life, and also when things go wrong in your life. You're thankful for all of it. And I think when you're that way, it's really difficult to mess with somebody like that, right? It's when somebody is that thankful, and when somebody perceives the world in that way, it is very difficult to get under their skin. It's very difficult sorry, I'm just looking at traffic here. It's very difficult to ruin someone's day when they're grateful for everything. It's even difficult for you to ruin your own day when you're grateful for everything. So that's my message. That's my message today. Just be grateful for everything that you have. That's my message for today, guys. I hope it resonates with you. Let me know in the comments if you've got similar opinions, or let me know what you think of today's topic about gratitude. I'm very interested to know. I hope it helps you. And tell me about a similar situation in your own life where you applied gratitude and everything changed. Outside of that, again, it's 80 degrees in Texas. It's an absolutely beautiful day, and I'm just thankful to be alive. Alright, I am going to head home, pick up my dog, and go see my mom, because I value her. I'm thankful for her. Glad I still have her in my life, and I value spending time with her. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you everybody for watching once again. Peace out.